Do you think that that's a natural? I mean, do you think that's a Maha natural muscle tone from him, or do you think maybe there's some supplemental?
Yeah, I think it looks too good to be true.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Doesn't it look too good to be true? It feels like it might be a Barry Bonds situation, kind of.
Hey everyone, I'm Cameron Kasky.
I'm Tim Miller, and this is the Bulwark's FY Pod, where we usually only have Zoomer guests, because it's the young Gen Z show, but we've made an exception for a young millennial, the bard of Gen Z. He's got a new YouTube show called Test Drive with Jack Schlossberg, where he talks to you from his van, and he is with us right now in his van. It's he himself, Jack Schlossberg. What's up, man? That name is hard to say.
Hello, Schlossberg. Yes, but you nailed it.
Did I?
It's
I think I got it right the first time, not the second time.
Well, welcome to my van. So happy to have you guys inside my van.
I can't wait to get inside your van. We couldn't be more excited to be here with you. I want to start like this. I assume many of our viewers like me, you kind of like appeared out of the ether maybe like a year ago. You were posting thought posts on Instagram about how your uncle is weird. And I was like, I like the cut of this guy's jib. And, but I know nothing about your life pre that. So why don't you tell us about it?
Well, I'm so happy that you saw my videos. I hope you like, share, comment, follow.
I don't comment because I don't want it to get awkward, but I do like and share.
Yeah, like you kind of nailed it. Emerge from the ether. I don't really know what ether means, but I'll tell you a little bit about my life before that. I would say my life's changed a lot in the last 18 months, like since that time you're talking about, and kind of coinciding with what's going on in America and how severely things have changed in that same time frame. Yeah, before I started dancing on camera with my shirt off, talking about politics, I grew up in New York, and I went to college, and then I went I worked in Japan for a year, and then I went to law school and business school, and I did that for a really long time. Yeah, same time, JD MBA.
Wait, you can go to law school and business school at the same time?
Yeah, you can. You might not want to.
Dude.
Are the other JD MBA people also content creators in their van?
No, I think I'm the only one. No, that is what's so funny. Oh my God. That it really is like, the pipeline, I'm trying to build a pipeline. I'm starting to start recruiting. But it's definitely a new industry for the JD MBA.
Cameron dropped out of college. And so I feel like that's more normal to become a podcaster after being a failed college student than it is to be a JD MBA student. And then,
well, I'm very glad you said that, Tim, because that brings me to the first topic of today's episode, which is the airing dirty laundry topic.
Yes.
So I was talking to the woman who I was in love with the one semester that I was at Columbia, fall semester 2019. And she said, I had a big crush on Jack. So
no way.
I started to poll women I admire in my life to see how they felt. And I have 3 quotes. I have my best friend who said, set us up low key. I have my ex-girlfriend who's also a contributor to the FY Pod channel who said, please tell him I'm single. And then I have my freshman year true love who said, I used to have a crush on him. So my question for you is...
No other ones? That's it?
I asked my mom too, and she said he's handsome. But my question is, for my freshman college girlfriend who said she used to have a crush on you, what is your case to win her back?
Let me start here. I'm sorry I let you down, whoever you are. And I know that I can do better. But, I'm just questioning your sample size because I feel like we kind of look alike. We kind of have a similar... maybe we attract a certain type of person who's looking for a certain type of thing. And so maybe if we pulled a broader array, you would see the many times that you would meet some of the many women who have rejected me over the years.
I always say when you go unhinged politics Jew, it's hard to go back.
Yeah, you can't.
It's really tough. It is a specific taste.
I thought you were a Catholic. Are you not a Catholic?
Yeah. Well, my dad's Jewish. My mom's Catholic. Definitely raised Catholic, but in a pretty Jewish way.
I'm a half-Z too.
Yeah.
I'm a half-Z too.
Interfaith household.
Yeah. My mom comes from a Catholic family. She converted to Judaism before we were born, so we could have the technically Jew pass. But it's so interesting. People will be like, Judaism is in your blood. It's in your DNA. So whether you like it or not, you're Jewish. But then if your mother is not Jewish, they'll be like, okay, so you're not
Jack.
Jewish.
Do you feel like you disappointed all of like the Catholics that had like little kind of Kennedy shrines in their home? Your mother disappointed them kind of by leaving the faith a little bit.
Well, I think she actually proved that you can be very, very religious and still have an open mind and be open to new things. And I think that knowing more about other faiths can help you appreciate your own. And I think
did you get the sacraments? Like, did you get first communion and confession?
Yeah, first communion.
Confirmation? Did you get confirmation?
No, because I couldn't do it that year because I couldn't walk that year, and my mom let me skip. So I wish I could say yes, but I did not actually. I missed 8th grade confirmation class.
My bar mitzvah was supposed to be the year that my parents got divorced. And then my parents told me they were getting divorced. And I was like, okay, that's my free pass out of having to do bar mitzvah classes.
Yeah, not doing this.
It's like you literally couldn't walk? Like you were crippled?
Yeah, I've had a bunch of bad injuries in my life. This one was in 8th grade on the first day of school. I was riding my bike to school and my foot slipped off the pedal and it severed my Achilles tendon.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like 13.
And that prevents you from confirmation class and you could have wheelchaired in or something?
No, like if I really believed in God and wanted to go to heaven, then I probably would have done it. But I'm a heathen.
All right. Well, there's still time. There's adult confirmation. Our friend JD Vance recently got reconfirmed as a Catholic. It's unclear that he goes to church. There's not any evidence that he actually goes to church. He changed his name several times and he's changed his religion. So that's something that you could do. I don't know. Do you sort of model yourself? You have a lot of interest in the Vance
I think
family.
more and more about religion lately, actually.
In what way?
Well, I spent kind of like back to your original, like when I started popping off, whenever I arrived on your feed, it was like a long time coming. And it's true that I did like do it in a new way, but at the same time, like, I've been on the Profile and Courage Award committee and presented that award every year since I was like 18. Right. And so like in some ways, I've been doing it a long time and in other ways it was completely new, but kind of the period right before or like all that happened, during all that happened, I was living in Louisiana with a friend of mine who I knew from when I was a Senate page. And I like ended up there just because I was like, I got to get out of New York. And I just drove there. And
where in Louisiana? I'm in New Orleans. You know that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I live here.
In Covington.
In Louisiana. Oh, Covington. Okay, other side of the lake. Theo Vaughn. Yeah. That's where Theo Vaughn is.
No way.
High school. Yeah.
I knew he was from Louisiana. But yeah. So like, for me, that was a whole new world. Like I really hadn't spent much time in the South, and definitely not Louisiana. Like, the presence of faith was something that I feel like was, especially like Christian faith, especially where I was from, it was kind of like not looked down upon, but definitely misunderstood. And I just kind of interacted with and saw like not much. I only spent a couple of months there. Like I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I was just like eye-opening to see how present it was, or just in a different way from where I grew up, which was like pretty, like everyone I knew growing up was Jewish. And I didn't really realize that I was like, I thought it was cool that I was Catholic like that, or Christian. That was like interesting because everybody was Jewish at my school. But yeah, I feel like I started thinking a little bit differently there. And it was a profound experience because at the same time I could feel this change coming and I didn't really know what exactly was going to happen, but I was like, this is not cool. I love Joe Biden and I've been looking at my phone for a couple of years and everything is just, I don't see any of it. I don't see anything about him. Like I don't hear anybody saying anything good. There's nothing on my phone. All these guys are talking about like, this is right wing and they don't even know that it's like what. And that was happening for a long time. It was like really frustrating, but I was like, I can't say anything. Being in Louisiana, my mind was opened and I was like, no. Like this really, really matters. I was like thinking about it in a much more deep way and like willing to take more risk because I was like, I believe in this. I feel like this is like right and wrong. And like, I really want to say something.
Wait, you were on the committee for the RFK, the Profile and Courage Award?
Oh yeah.
No, that's different. What do you mean? That's different. That's like, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to keep track, I know. But there's the JFK Library. Profiles and Courage is a book that my grandpa wrote about senators who took difficult stands. And there's an award that the JFK Library gives out every year to a public servant who puts country first. But I think you're referring to like a humanitarian award at the
It's because
RFKs.
in 2018, my friends and I won the RFK Award, and we went to the Capitol.
Congratulations.
For the ceremony, and we are standing in some room getting ready to go into some room, and they come up to me and they're like, okay, so who's gonna speak? And everyone from March for Our Lives looks at each other and we're like, someone was supposed to fucking speak, and like half of the Democrats in Congress are gonna be at this thing, and suddenly I, the sacrificial lamb, am put up to just basically go sound like a fucking moron. And we go up, it's the podium where RFK announced his presidential bid. It is a room where in the first row was John Lewis. And I gave 2 of the stupidest fucking minutes of bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life, wearing an ugly gray suit with a purple tie that looked like shit. But goddamn it, we won.
Well, I also did this thing, the New Frontier Award, and we recognized you guys. I think was that? Wait, are we talking about it? It was the New Frontier Award in Boston. I feel like I gave
DC.
March for Our Lives. Well, there's so many words hard to keep track of, but
yeah. How many awards have you won, Cameron?
I don't know, but all I can say is get fucked, other Gen Z activists, because we definitely racked up most of those bad boys. You ever hear about the Sunrise Movement anymore?
You guys got the hard.
You ever hear about those little fucking climate nerds who were all hooking up with each other and talking shit about each other the whole time? No, man. We fucking smashed.
Dynasty era. Yeah.
FY Pod is sponsored by Mint Mobile. You know it doesn't belong in your epic summer plans, getting burned by your old wireless bill. Well, you're planning beach trips, barbecues, and 3-day weekends. No 3-day weekends at the Bulwark, but other places. Your wireless bill should be the last thing holding you back. That's why so many people are making the switch to Mint Mobile. With Mint, you can get the coverage and speed you're used to, but for way less money. And for a limited time, Mint Mobile is offering 3 months of unlimited premium wireless service for $15 a month. So your friends are sweating over data overages and surprise charges on their ugly phone bills. You'll be chilling, literally and financially. How's your phone bill these days, Cameron? How you doing?
All I know is that after hearing that, I'm going to throw my phone at the wall and let it shatter into pieces, and then do whatever you just said.
Get the insurance from it? Is that what you're saying? You're trying to get the insurance? They've got high-speed data. I don't know if you know that. Unlimited talk and text. Do you have unlimited talk and text? I hope so, because you text me all the fucking time. Delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your old phone number along with all your existing contacts. That's exciting. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get this new customer offer and your 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/FYPod. That's mintmobile.com/FYPod. An upfront payment of $45 is required, equivalent to $15 a month. This is a limited time new customer offer for the first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on the unlimited plan. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Boom. Mint Mobile. That could be it.
I'm so glad Mint Mobile lets you keep your existing contacts, because I'm not going to explain why, but I have Sean Spicer's phone number. Let's get back to it.
Jack, I felt like your awakening of your social media awakening happened like right around the last time you gave out one of those Profile and Courage Awards to Mike Pence. And I remember like this sort of contrast between like, you know, like you're shirtless at the beach, you know, kind of dancing, talking about, you know, how RFK is crazy. And then like you're in like a blue blazer and a little tie.
Yeah.
Your hair is combed.
Yes.
And you're like, Vice President Mike Pence.
Yes.
I really honor you and your work of avoiding being hung on January the 6th. So, right, like this is right. My timeline's right? This is all happening simultaneously.
I mean, we really like it. It might as well be right. There's like, I mean, I could tell. No, like that was only a couple months ago, but I feel like I popped off like a year ago. But anyway, it's all the same. I would say like it was all very, very, very deliberate. Like I had held my tongue and had been, you know, when RFK.
Why did you feel like you had to hold your tongue? Just like family shit, RFK, or you wanted a job?
No, it was just like
first
of all, I was like in school. No. It was like I don't want to have to talk. Like this was like what 2023.
Yeah,
and it was like he was running for president for. It was like. I don't want to like, well, like I don't want to have to like go and make a public statement. Like, why would I like? And then it kept growing and growing and growing, and it like took on a life of its own. And it was like, and I saw his alliance with Trump a mile away. It was just like, duh. same donors, like, and it was, and so I kept getting so many press requests. And it was like, no, I don't want to, like, that's not my life. Like, I need to focus on what I'm doing, whatever. And then I went to go work on the Biden campaign because I was like, that would be a really good, like, if I can't, I don't want to like take this on myself, but I'll go like put my money where my mouth is and go do that. And long story short, the Biden campaign was a short-lived thing and didn't have a risk appetite for social media. And I felt it kept going on and on and on with RFK Jr. getting more and more severe. And I was like very, very worried about it early on. And I was like, this is a real problem. I mean, not for just because of what he stands for, but also because he used President Kennedy, very often in his campaign commercials, his Super Bowl commercial. Remember that? Which used the Kennedy campaign slogan. And like, to me, that's, propaganda. Like, you're stealing something from the American people. Like, you're stealing our history from them and co-opting it for yourself. And like, who knows who's paying for this? Like, what is going on here? But it took me a while to build up the courage to be like, you know what? Like, I'm going to just do this my way. And everyone told me I was crazy when I did it my way. And my way was like, okay, I'm going to say something that's going to break through, because if I just like say, I am troubled by his rhetoric, and it's like sick. And it's like, if I'm going to do that, like, if I'm going to say how I like what I think, and it's something I've thought a lot about and I'm sure of, and I have real reasons for it, then like, okay, when you got people looking, then like give them something else that will like help balance that. And so like a part of me dancing with my shirt off and stuff was like, no, people need to understand that like a young, fun person can love Joe Biden and be a Democrat.
So you're telling me that the accusations that the dancing with your shirt off of that some might say that was gay baiting for engagement, and what you're saying is that was Joe Biden baiting. Actually, you were just doing Joe Biden shit. You weren't doing any unfair gay. I mean,
I would say like, yeah. I mean, maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. For me, it was like about becoming comfortable actually just doing what I thought was like gonna work, and so like. It's transformed over time. It's like completely developed. Like,
it's good intentions. You were trying to get good vibes. You were trying to get engagement for Joe Biden. You weren't.
Also, like you
weren't leading Lance astray. At that time,
I was like, what do we have to lose? What do we have to lose? Right. What? I made a dumb video. Like, no, there's no one else really. I don't see my people like. It was a long like people forget like 2-3 years ago. There's a lot of progressive media that's like popped up in the last year or so, but like there was very little. Like, anyway.
There's very little positive Joe Biden.
That brings me to my big question, which you said something really interesting that I had been saying to people I knew on the Biden campaign, people I knew in the Harris campaign, risk appetite on social media. Yeah. With Harris, it's like, okay, they were making these kind of like haphazard attempts to say Kamala is brat and do the coconut meme and stuff like that. But when you're talking about working,
she never said the coconut line during the campaign. So they really didn't even do half-assed attempt. I was begging for it.
She failed to distance herself from the coconut line. But you're Jack. You're widely considered somebody who knows how to make people look at stuff on social media. What was your strategy for Biden in terms of social media risks? Like, what the fuck do you say to the Joe Biden campaign to get them to have Joe do whatever the Biden version of dancing shirtless on the beach is?
Just to back up on one thing you said, which was, I think that, as badly overwhelmed as we were on social media and it was our own fault. Like, the Harris campaign was the shining example. Like, they were did way more than what was happening before. And they showed way more willingness to take risk than what came before them. And that's not to criticize President Biden. It's just like, we were slow to this and we were risk averse. So like, I think that they had 100 days. And I think that like they actually moved the ball forward a lot and involved younger people, and the DNC had a lot of creators. And like in the beginning of the campaign, when I started making my videos, like, you're crazy. Like, by the end, I was like working with the campaign, like, everyone was like, make more videos. So I feel like people did come around, but I think that we talk a lot about the gender gap, how to attract young men. And to me, it's like, I don't know, but I think that risk taking is something that Democrats don't do so well in terms of public discourse. And that could be a reason that we fail to penetrate.
What do you mean by risk taking?
we're doing it now. We actually are doing it now. Like people started cursing on Twitter like this year. You know what I mean? Like the DCCC, like they say the F word now, like in a statement. Like that's completely new. Like that people are willing to say straight up, like, I mean, like Jasmine Crockett, like they're like speaking directly, like they're like cutting through and making a point of like, of shouting as best you can online, I think.
Yeah. No, it's like, what is risk taking? I don't know. Like, they're calling Trump a pedophile now. That's like DNC is doing like pedophile protection shit. Like,
right. So like language, I think. And just like something that, you know, you're playing a game. The medium is the message. It's like, this is an algorithm that I'm like trying to please. This has nothing to do with like what I actually like I mean, it's like, it's a game. So it's like, okay, you know, like here's my play. That's like an instinct that I feel like developed. But I think Democrats are finding ways, but it's hard. It's hard when you're in the minority and you don't have any power to do anything but say that things are messed up.
Well, I think there's a difference. I think it just depends on who we're talking about, because some Democrats try to do influencery content that might work if it was somebody else. But we've got a couple examples, right? We've got Hakeem Jeffries posting a picture of him holding a baseball bat. We've got Zohran Mamdani making videos in New York City with a beautiful color palette and using Bollywood imagery for his logo. We've got Eric Swalwell ripping off the subway takes guy on the train. And we've got Brian Schatz, who just makes videos where he's talking to people like a person. And I think that the social media game is bespoke to the congressperson, but some of them are also trying too hard to be content creators that they just aren't. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. It's definitely like sometimes you're like no way, like but I also think that it's like, you know, you're an actor, you're like a performer, and that's a hard job, especially if you have to actually also be a sitting elected official. So it's like I have a lot of sympathy for them. I think like I don't know what to tell them other than to try to show people through what I post, like the strategies I'm using, I guess.
Who do you think is doing it the best?
I think a lot of people are like, I think Schatz gives really good speeches. I think Chris Murphy is a very clear communicator. I think lately John Ossoff has been doing really good written statements on his Instagram. At least that's where I encounter them, where they're very clear and they're hitting on constant themes like corruption, like hammering home corruption and deficits. And I think that that's really important. And like he's doing a good job, and people are willing to read or listen longer because people want information now, I think. So things like leaning into that, not thinking like, oh, everyone's attention span is tiny and no one cares. It's like, I think people really do want to know the information.
You were saying that you think they should look to you for a model?
No.
Like, what about the Usha Vance is hot tweets,
yes,
and I want to fuck her? Like, that's probably not a great thing for Brian Schatz to send. I don't think.
Of course
or maybe
not.
It is.
You can object to that, but for
I'm
me,
not objecting to it.
For me, it's like, you know, growing up, like I've seen how this is done to my own family members. Yeah. And so it's like, for me, that's like a commentary on, it's like what will, like, the New York Post is going to, like, if I write this, like, they're going to come up with their worst about it. And then it's like, okay, but you're writing it not about Trump for 1 second at least. Okay. So it's like throwing wrenches in the system in creative ways, because from where I sit, it's like, this is not normal. The law is being broken in broad daylight every single day. And if I'm scared to like make a joke about somebody when like, this is all people say about, well, that's just like this, that's, you know, that's just what I think. And so not being
was
scared.
A joke. So you don't, just, you know, cause I'm a journalist.
Yeah. Yes.
You don't think Usha Vance is hot?
I think she's absolutely beautiful. Are you kidding me? I never said that. I said I didn't say I want to F her.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I mean,
so what's the joke part?
Usha is so stunning. I am so in awe of her.
She's ethereal.
I'm so in awe of her terrible decision making with men. But that doesn't lead me to my next question, but I'm just going to say that it does.
Wait, but we
first
didn't
of all,
do
I
the
agree. I think
rankings.
that
We said we were going to do a ranking of the hottest second ladies.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going to change the subject, do you not have any nominees besides Usha?
I can probably name like
Marilyn
4 second
Quayle?
ladies.
Do you have any thoughts about Marilyn Quayle?
What century is Marilyn Quayle even from?
She was Dan Quayle's wife. Who's
I don't know who Dan Quayle
H.W.
is.
Bush is. Dan Quayle. You don't know Dan Quayle couldn't spell potato. This was before you were born. He couldn't spell potato. It was kind of a big scandal in the late 1980s, early 1990s.
Didn't he write it on a chalkboard or something?
Yeah, he had an E to the end. P-O-T-A-T-O-E. Yeah, that wasn't great. Margarita Rockefeller looks pretty. Oh, wait. Joan Mondale. Wow.
Right? That's what I'm talking about, right?
Joan Mondale is kind of stunning.
Tim, when you were a Republican communications
Yeah.
strategist, communications director for Jeb Bush, how would you have spun potato being spelled wrong?
Boy, that's a tough one. I think that your candidates really put you in a pickle if they spell potato wrong, you know? I think that I probably would have made a joke about how hot Usha Vance is.
Right.
So they start talking about something else
Yeah, on to
instead.
the next.
Yeah, move on to the next. I think you got to do something worse then, you know? Something you got to lean into it probably.
It works when Trump does it. Like, do something worse, get them talking about the worst thing, and then it kind of goes away. That's kind of one of the things I'm the most scared about with this Epstein stuff is that Trump is just going to do increasingly worse and worse things in order to try and divert people's attention from it. But I read somewhere recently that RFK Jr., against whom you've been very outspoken, had some sort of relationship with Jiz Maxwell. Like, do you know anything about that?